Hello, welcome to my third session on Shakespeare. I think you have been following me in the two classes and preparing brief notes. And I would recommend you to prepare point by point everything in your notebook. Then only after 1 or 2, 3 classes, we can straightly go to our textbook. And before that, I tell you, you buy one beautiful copy of any publishing company of Shakespeare, from the ardent edition to the local edition available in the market. And you go to the bookseller and collect one beautiful edition on Shakespeare's Othello. Because without a textbook, we cannot teach you. And my teaching that is on conventional method, line by line I have to discuss. And by which you will get maximum pleasure and enjoyment. And that is the target of our studying drama. What is the mission? What is the objective of learning? What is the objective of understanding and comprehending dramas? Only for pleasure. It is another method of representation of our real life on the stage. So you people have to buy one textbook immediately, and there is no time to wait for that. You do not think that the university will publish and hand over your book in advance. You go to any one of the shops, or you search in Amazon. You will get so many publishing companies. You will order one beautiful copy and follow my class in the coming sessions. I was discussing in the last time what were the predominated stages of drama before Shakespeare and how drama was originated. As you know that it was originated and represented inside the church and the porches of the churches. It is better, Dover Wilson calls it is a spiritual activity of Christian church in earlier stages. And taken some beautiful themes from Bible, either from what you call Old Testament or from New Testament. They have demarcated certain types of modes of dramas, and these activities were really done inside the church that we have to come across. Later, it happened to be outside the church. I referred in the previous class. I hope it is very clear to you. And slowly, the dramatic personae, the priest class, and the assistants took this idea, and in order to get more space outside the church, they went to the different outskirts of the village. Am I right? You follow me? In last class I pointed out, they went to the open space. And all the villagers from the area collected there, assembled there, and watched in the evening this program. And the real characters, in addition to the priest class and assistants, even with the noble class people began to act in dramas. And now how it has been originated, origin of English theatre, the religious, the characters. So this may be subtitled like Origin of the Theatre. You can copy down this. This is the topic. Origin of the theatre. As you know, there were no permanent stages. No permanent stages. During the time of tragedy, I referred Gorbadak. The time that they acted Rolf Royster Doyster, the maximum comedy. And during this time when they presented these dramas, dramatized these actions, there were no permanent stages. even mind you, that you have to keep in mind. Later, slowly, they developed the different characters. During the primary stage of the origin of drama, it was, as I told you, religious origin. Just like an incident from Abraham taking Ishaq for sacrificing, or the Noah taking a very big boat and collecting each pair of animals and other insects. All these incidents refer to some miracle plays. They are followed by morality plays, like what I referred to. They understood, in addition to miracle plays, morality space is needed. Why slowly people began to think about real culture. The real culture based on education. So during the middle of the 16th century, or what is to say the beginning of the 16th century, the period envisaged or what elaboratively approached for educated people. So education has, or learning activity, what has inspired the people to really enjoy the matter of literature, they really enjoy the matter of action, they really enjoy the matter of what is called real activity on the stage. That might be the reason miracle plays slowly was replaced by morality plays. Alright, all these predominated areas you have to come across, otherwise no meaning simply going to Shakespeare understanding. Simply understanding one play is not sufficient. So educated class, that may be the reason Wilsonite provides one thinking that has been even imitated by our former president. Wilsonite in his book says, even Shakespeare was, though not that much educated, he was inspired the way of learning. Only the learning, what learning? Not the formal learning that you get in your colleges. The learning they get in the outside the classrooms, from the experiences of noblemen, from the experience of village folk. So Wilsonite in his book has written, some people are there who are not given proper formal education, would get education based on their learning experiences. You take Thomas Alva Edison, what education he had? No education he had, only some formal education up to 5th grade or 6th grade he had enjoyed. What about Abraham Lincoln? So what is to show, what is to say, you are Hitler, Napoleon? They had not that much education, but the experience. Even today we, blindly call that man is in Hitler in nature. Why? Such audacity, such courage he had shown, what experience he had taken from the society and in his life, day-to-day experiences. So learning is not only based on the what you call formal education that you get. Learning may be getting from outside by the way of experiences. Thomas Alva Edison, I referred in one of the classes, Thomas Alva Edison was dismissed from the school. You know that. Even his mother, who was an elementary school teacher, tried to teach, but in the meanwhile, alright, she also died and he became an orphan. And once you go to Thomas Alva Edison's biography, you will understand he had not completed 7th grade, but became after suffering lot of sacrifices, after experiencing lot of things, he became the inventor of almost 100 stipulated inventions. What education, formal education he had. Like that Shakespeare, though, had no formal education, that much education, he became inspired from the society through his experiences. That is why Dover Wilson says, learning means what? For the purpose of what you call the same idea was uttered by our former president in his biography. What is learning? He says learning makes creativity. And what learning leads to creativity. Creativity leads to thinking. And thinking leads to knowledge. And knowledge leads to you to make a good man. Look, what a beautiful philosophy he says. Dover Wilson utters with reference to Shakespeare in his critical study. The same way this idea is put forward by our former president. What is learning? Learning leads to creativity. What you simply sitting in the class and learning some Shakespeare books and some poetry by Wordsworth and College is not enough. You have to go. You have to penetrate yourself into the experience of the society. Then only you will become a matured personality, the personality whom parents and society demand of. But people do not. They are satisfied with what they have in the textbook. No, in addition to or apart from the textbook, you will have to get a lot of learning. In what process? Learning leads to creativity. Kalam says, learning leads to creativity. What creativity? The creativity that you do what others cannot do. Like, what creativity? Our last mission and what we want to make you, we want to make you to be very creative. At least society and parents and other people demand that you should be very creative after your graduation. If you have no creativity, what is the use of your graduation? That is why Kalam says, learning leads to creativity, and creativity leads to thinking, and thinking leads to education, and education makes a person most powerful. In the way, after graduation, we want to make you most powerful. Though plenty people are there to show you that they do not have education, but would they had become greater than the greatest in their life. That to mind you. So now you are in 5th semester, means within a shrink of time your education graduation will be finished. Means what? You are going to be in a postgraduate class, in a higher matured class. What learning you have got means how far you are powerful to think. After thinking, what all things you have created. Only thinking, the knowledge you collected from the experiences or from the books, from the way of teaching from the teachers. Teachers also play a very great role to mold you in a powerful way. It is the teacher who teaches you to face the challenges of your life. I do believe like that. Because I was very lucky to have a lot of good teachers. Very powerful, intelligent teachers. They might have given me a lot of philosophical thoughts which had guided me and which made me very philosophical to face all the challenges in my life. After learning Shakespeare, you also to think how far philosophical you have become. That is why again say that there is a mission, there is a role that you have to keep in your graduation level. After all, just what somebody asking, Kalam, our former president, he says learning. What learning? Learning leads to creativity. If you are not creative means, if you are not creative done by the teachers in the classroom, education in the classroom is nothing, futile. Means that is why he says learning leads to creativity, creativity leads to thinking, and thinking leads to knowledge, and knowledge leads to make you a powerful person. So you should be powerful after learning, not merely English language, but all the ways of the experiences taken from different writers in English literature. And I am sure you will become very powerful. I am sure, because the creator knows who is created. Like the teachers know you, that you will become very powerful. What my mission is to tell you, during this time origin of the theatre in England, during this time, even the ideas taken from the Bible, in order to show miracle and morality, please, the characters were not real characters coming. The characters were, one character was ignorance, one character was sloth, one character was wise, one character was virtue, then the experience also. So symbolically, ignorance, wise, sloth, virtue, and experience were made characters on the stage. Not just like one hero and one villain and a heroine, like what you see in modern drama. So religious origins had given them some ideas related to characters to present on the stage based on characters like ignorance, wise, sloth, virtue, and experience. And slowly companies became the actors, and they want to play these dramas in front of the noble folk of the society. Noble folk of the society means rich people, dukes and duchesses, noble people of the society. They took this entire team from the group of drama. They approached noble people, and later the drama presentation was inside the palace of duchess and dukes. So they have no that much patronages, but some people were there behind it to sponsor their dramas. And we know a lot of dramas like the Lord Chamberlain's servants, that you have to keep in some way right. Lord Chamberlain's servants, Lord Admiral's men, all these dramas were specially imagined, specially modulated to be presented in front of the noblemen, dukes and duchesses. Later, this presentation in front of the dukes and the duchess was not satisfactory for the actors. They were thinking about how to prepare a very big drama stage and all that. And later they started thinking, and they found some beautiful open space for the drama presentation, particularly in London. But during this time, London Corporation authorities did not allow. They told no, it would give much convenience for pickpocketing. Some drunkards would make problems in the street, and this could not be allowed or permitted. Then London Corporation authorities neglected their demand. Again, these dramatic personae, people thinking what to do, how to do. They started in 1576. Look here, 16th century, almost later part, they started the theatre. All right, the theatre. Look, it was the name of the stage dramatic stage. One theater opened, the theater, 1576. The exponent, other theater also, one theater, the curtain, look here, that you have to keep in mind, curtain. These two drama theaters were really presented by James Barbage. In the YY exam, sometimes they would ask, which is the permanent first theater opened in England, in which year that you refer, 1576. All these areas coming in the first unit, my dear children. You will be taught by other teacher these areas. This is a small introductory part from my side to reach Othello. These areas will be taught in detail by another teacher in the first unit, first module. Don't worry. But in order to reach Othello, the greatest tragedy of Shakespeare, there is no other way but to give you a background. That is what I am doing now for you. All right. The theater, the curtain, that was outside the municipal town. And later, they have prepared a beautiful balcony. In the theater, on the stage, there will be a balcony in Othello also. In the first scene, Othello's father appears in the balcony looking to Roderigo and Iago, telling what bloody things that you are preparing here. Then Roderigo says, my dear Lord, your daughter is already gone. Desdemona already gone. Then, father wonders, why gone means that without your permission, your only daughter eloped with one Moor of Venice. He is just like a black as an elephant. So he has gone, she has gone, and then father almost losing the all types of concentration. Now the father appears in the balcony. Means balcony is a different stage of the dramatic theater to see the people characters on the stage. Look, what is to say more? Jessica appearing in the balcony looking to Lorenzo in the Merchant of Venice. During the time of elopement, Shylock has gone somewhere. Shylock is a very notorious character. But Lorenzo wants to marry Jessica almost in the midnight. Lorenzo coming and waiting in front of the balcony. Balcony appear, Jessica appearing. Why you are here so far early? Then Lorenzo say, come forward. You come. We are ready to go outside. We will marry together. And what? You take all the shackles that your father has collected. Lorenzo telling Jessica collect means what? Lorenzo has first sight on shackles means gold coins, not you, but you come with all the sacks of shackles. We will go together. Later what happens in Merchant of Venice that you know. But my mission intention to tell you, Jessica appearing in the balcony means what? During this theater time and curtain time, stage was not in the plain enough. All right, it has balcony and all that. So there also Juliet appearing, Romeo and Juliet. Juliet has so many scenes appearing there on the balcony. The Rose, next theater, the Rose. All right, all these you have to keep in mind. Later stage, what is called the Globe. This is very important theater where Shakespeare was one of the partners and he did a lot of dramas on the theater, the Globe Theater. The last one is Wooden O Theater. Wooden O Theater. Means what? These are the famous theaters were there during this time, and they had a lot of conditions they had to face in their dramatic presentation. Means now what these are the important names of the theatres, and what are the characteristics of this theatre that you have to keep in mind. The characteristics: 1, no curtain. All right, no curtain. No curtain. We see in regional theatre in Thrissur go, there will be a front curtain. So in this theatre, no curtain purposes. It had a lot of shortcomings. It had a lot of weaknesses. It had a lot of demerits, because one person who is stabbed on the stage dead. All right, ex-killing. Why? Why dead? And after within 2-3 minutes, dead person why has to walk from the stage? That was a problem without a curtain. So even dead people are walking. It was not naturalistic. So even without a curtain was a mistake for all the theatres. In front of the character's name or such a graveyard shown, no curtains, but a placard will show graveyard, orchard, just like characters like donkey appearing, donkey written. It was in the modern style. Flaring torch suggests warmth of the sun. If there is a torchlight coming, audience should understand it was in the hot sun now people are acting. Elizabethan audience loved very much brisk action. Then lot of violent stage situation, thunder, lightning, lot of things. All this you have to keep in mind. So instead of characters, names written. All right. Then thunder. All right. Storm presented by the way of lights. Enjoyed. They are delighted in music. The Elizabethan audience were interested in music. They had habituated with a lot of instruments, lute, flute, etc. Then what another thing character you have to keep in costumes, rich costumes. They used rich costumes. King appears in the real majestic way. Lot of stories related to kings and queens. They come in the majestic way means what? With bombastic and colorful dresses. And another important characteristic that you have to keep in mind, no women characters in Shakespeare. Though lot of women characters appearing, just like even Desdemona appearing, our Jessica appearing, Lady Macbeth appearing, Olivia appearing, lot of characters appearing, but they were acted by men by changing their dresses to a woman. So no real women is permitted to act in the drama. Only the usurped characters, they will be changed into, just like Maya, Mogini. All right, they will change their dress and come. Now, as a Shakespeare, as a dramatist, what will you understand? Before Shakespeare, there had been drama. Don't think Shakespeare is the only beginning of the dramatist. Before Shakespeare, there had been drama. Some dramatic personages were there before Shakespeare. After Shakespeare, some dramatic writers and actors were there, about whom we will find next class how to approach them. Till that moment, you wait. Thank you.